If you just now tuning in, hit the like, hit the subscribe, and hit the bell. GMS fam, the green room. Let's talk about it. GMS fam, the green room. What's going on, y'all, man? Happy Wednesday. We are back with another one, of course, as always. Hope everybody's doing good. Hope everybody's doing well. You know, we start out every show with peace, love, positive energy, good vibes, passing it forward, really hoping that you pass it along as well. GMS fam, do me a big favor, man. Tap into that live chat. Let me know you are in this mother F word. Shout out your city, where you're tuning in from. Let me know. I see you, One Fast Star. King Lukey's in the building. Glittery Bubbles as always. Justin Furlow, George Smith, Ham, Shank, Sonny Darko, Jeff Hunt. I see y'all, GMS fam. Y'all pulled up expeditiously. Thank y'all, man. So, of course, you see the title, man. I would love to go through multiple topics today, but last night was so interesting that I'm just not. I'm not gonna hold y'all long today. We just gonna pretty much talk about this. There is a couple more little side things I want to discuss later on after this, but we got to get right into it. So basically, last night Corey Holcomb had fellow comedian Scruncho on his show as a special guest, and I had no idea, maybe because I haven't paid too much close attention to a lot of the comedians out here, especially like people like Scruncho and guys like that. I had no idea that there was actual beef or anything like that between him and TK Kirkland, and it's crazy because it's on the internet, and it's been on the internet. The video is up there. The video's up there. I'm surprised he didn't mention that when he was talking about the story, but the video is online. The video of him and TK getting into it the second time, I believe, after Scruncho went to jail and got charged the first time for putting hands on TK Kirkland. It is a wild story. But nonetheless, it was a very good show. And you can tell that things was about to get a little spicy, because the first thing Scruncho did when he started naming off some of his favorite comedians was he named off Charleston White. Now, we all know Charleston White isn't really a comedian yet. He's on the circuit right now. He's trying to become an established comedian, but right now he's an amateur. And just knowing that he started it off like that let me know that it was going to turn into something else. So I want y'all to hear a little bit of the beginning, and also Corey talking about the fact that he called, or he got a call. I think he either called or got a call from TK Kirkland, and they spoke about the Charleston situation. But this is how they opened up the convo right here.
Comedians like you, like DL Hughley, Faison Love, Eddie Griffin, and I like that little nigga Charleston White.
Oh yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
We gonna talk about that.
Oh,
But look, I'm gonna tell y'all right now. I talked to the brother TK Kirkland on the phone.
Did you?
So I want to say this just off top about TK Kirkland. I've been doing comedy since the 90s. Let me keep it real with you, man. Talently, it ain't nobody like TK Kirkland. He should be in the Comedy Hall of Fame. I want to say that off top. That's my opinion. I don't see a lot of motherfuckers doing his style is not like nobody else's. It's an original style. When I saw it, it was one of the first styles that made me go, oh shit, this nigga talking straight up to them bitches. So I want to give him his flowers in the beginning. Now we gonna discuss things that's in the air. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
But I don't want to see, cause see, it's some headline out there already where it seems like I hate TK Kirkland and all that shit.
Know where that came from,
It's
right.
I don't hate nobody. The only nigga I really would never smile with or play with is the nigga G-String.
Oh man.
Because he tried to send some gangsters my way. And the gangsters knew me. They was like, who, Corey? You get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So it's like, that's one nigga I could never fix that with.
Now, I wanted to play that little part because it's always interesting to me when people give somebody props and then go on to shit on them. And it's crazy because Corey, it seems like he feels that way as well because certain people he's gotten into it with, they've been the type to say, I think Corey is very talented. He's one of my favorite comedians. And he clowns him for that. Like, every single one of you motherfuckers that got a problem with me always talk about I'm your favorite comedian. And right now, it's the same exact thing. He's talking about, he's giving TK his props for being a dope comedian. But then what happened after that proceeded to just kind of go in a left direction. So when that was said, Scruncho did not hold back, nonetheless, because the way that Corey talked about G-Thang, aka G-Strang, as he puts it, he said that that relationship can never get mended because, you know, G-String or G-Thang, sent people at Corey, and that's just one of those things where you wanted to send people to harm me. Well, we can never rectify this situation. And my guy, Scruncho, not only did he say he felt the same way about TK, but he let it be known about the 2 times he had to put the pause on TK, which I also didn't know. Now, he said it happened twice. It wasn't once, it was twice. The first time, well, not that it was not explained, but just to give you the gist, it's crazy because it always happens over a female. A female's always the center, like most of the time, 90% of the time, why 2 men who may have respect for each other or may not know each other at all, the main reason, 90% of the time, that they might get into it and get into a physical altercation or a deadly altercation, a female is in the middle of that. So apparently, Scruncho was messing with a girl and then afterwards started messing with TK, and clearly she had a thing for comedians, and somehow something happened in the midst of that. You know how guys are. Some dudes, when they get around other girls, like this happens all the time. You know, they call it pillow talking, but really it's just niggas being dirt bags. There's a lot of guys out here who will start messing with a chick that used to mess with somebody they know, or either they homie or some type of shit, or either they want to pursue that girl. So they go and they think the way to get her, because they don't have natural game and actually can't bag a chick, they'll start talking shit about the person that they just, that the girl just ended a relationship with, or may be currently in a relationship with but feeling iffy about. Like, these guys will help rush the process for these women to either leave they guys or to get over they guys, because they want to be the next nigga to hit. So I don't put it past no nigga to do some shit like that, because niggas would do anything for some coochie. Now, apparently that was what started the first altercation. I'm gonna let him say. I'm gonna let Scruncho say what happened in his way, his opinion, in his vision, his own experience. What happened with him and TK?
You know, and then when I did it at the I ain't gonna say where I did it at, but that was wrong because Pookie worked hard to build that club up for us to shine, and I brought that hood mentality in there. Even though I was right by hood standards, nigga, I was all the way out of pocket, and it hurt my career and set me back, which it should, because everybody got to suffer for what you got to take some accountability for the decisions you made.
That's what I want
saying?
people to see who
Yeah.
you are.
Yeah.
I knew that's why I asked you that question, because see, when I talk to Scruncho on the phone, I find out how wise this nigga is. See, you don't know when you first see this nigga. This nigga know a lot of shit. That's why I'm glad you got that off.
Yeah.
Because you needed to get that off.
Yeah, and I always held back because I felt like it was a community, you know what I mean? And at one time, I like, you know what? We have to see each other all the time at different shows. I'ma just let it go, you know what I'm saying? But now you tell everybody else, first of all, LA niggas don't sneak up behind niggas and sock them with, hit them with. And when I hit the nigga got a glass jaw. The nigga's a sucker, man. I hit him one punch. You know what I'm saying?
Yikes.
Scruncho, but you got
when
a
I
fat
hit-
ass fish,
when
nigga.
I hit the nigga was already knocked out before he hit the ground.
Go on shit,
And when he
Marcus,
hit
and
the
come sit
ground,
down.
His head fell backwards and his head bounced off the pavement, almost killed him. He was foaming from the mouth and bleeding in the back of his head. Now, if I was really a dog nigga and I was really trying to do something to that nigga, I'd have stomped him out. But it wasn't a revenge or angry. It was a respect thing.
Now, before I finish this clip, he brought that story up, and it was crazy because, you know, I'm not gonna lie, I was thinking to myself, why is he bringing up all this stuff now and telling all this stuff in detail? What is the purpose? Is it just because TK's name is in the headlines? Like, you know, a lot of people like to find excuses to talk about some shit that they went through with somebody whenever their name get brought up. But I made sure that in my reporter bag, I had to do some research on some things. That's where I found the video of him and TK's second altercation at the Comedy Store, and also TK speaking about the first time that he got hands put on him by Scruncho, but didn't say it was Scruncho, and also claimed that it was a pipe involved and not fist. So I want y'all to hear TK's version, and then we're gonna go back and finish what Scruncho had to say.
What do you think of the term Karen?
Karen?
Yeah, that's like a term that's used for like the white women that call the police on you, or, you know.
That's fucking hilarious.
You haven't heard that before?
Nah, I never heard that. You're teaching me something, you know? Here's the thing. We was raised that if a woman ever called the cops on you, you leave that woman alone. That's how we was raised. But men, with their emotional state of mind and overreaction, hitting a female or threatening the female, what are you supposed to do? That's why we want to teach young men that to control your emotions, because these women will call the police on you. Your ass will get locked up. And if you are an entertainer, you got a great job, you're a supervisor, you will lose your job. And one of the worst things to go to jail for is over some ass or jealousy. To be sitting in there and people ask you, yo, what you in for? Like, yo, my bitch just tripping. Yo, that's embarrassing. It really is. I always tell guys, if you ain't got problems, you got problems with your girl, get a new bitch. You got problems with your man, get a new man. Like, fuck it. Like, people who, you know, I like domestic violence classes, right? They say, oh, people go to domestic violence class, they spend 52 weeks and they call the girl, baby, I got myself together and I went to these classes, I'm okay now. See, I don't believe in domestic violence classes. I believe you stay away from the motherfucker that can make you mad. That's like saying I'm a crackhead, right? But then you get clear up, but you go hang around the same motherfuckers that do crack. If you in domestic violence and the woman that put you in jail and you go back to her, 9 times out of 10, you're gonna get locked up again.
Well, yeah, I was watching your stand-up special this morning.
Yes.
On Amazon Prime.
Thank you.
Look it up.
Thank
Look it up,
you.
everybody. And you're talking about how dudes will sit there and fuck every girl in town, and their girl will cheat one time, and they'll want to kill her and then kill themselves.
Everybody. They want to kill. I was in a situation like that. That's why that joke came up. I had a guy who
Scruncho
wasn't even dating this girl. And I didn't even know they was fucking around a while back. I met her. We had a good time. He found out about it, but he waited 6-7 months. And then one day I'm standing out in front of the funny bone on Sunset, and he wasn't even man enough to confront me head on. He came behind me and hit me head with a pipe. Knocked me, I fell backwards, and my head hit the car, hit the street.
That's how big Scruncho's hands is. This nigga thought he got hit with a pipe.
Female who was there picked me up because a cab was almost about to run over my head. Almost died. So now, him being who he is, him being my end, we all pretty much know the same people. People telling me not to press charges. I'm talking to him. So my thing was I wanted him to fight me head up and give me a fair one. And he didn't want to fight me. I was the big homie and all that kind of stuff. And it hurt my heart because so many other people was about to get involved with me and this guy that it could have really escalated something over some ass. Like, to me, to fight a man and a group of other men coming because they respect you, they fuck with you, over a female is the dumbest shit in the world.
Now that story was told 3 years ago on DJ Vlad's platform. All right, just keep that in mind. That story was told 3 years ago on DJ Vlad. Now, we have currently last night the episode where Scruncho is telling his side of things with him and TK. He claimed that was all cap. He did not. First of all, it doesn't sound too believable in my opinion for that to happen and that not be the story of the whole entire shit. You know what I'm saying? Like, this had to be something that was well known in the comedy, circuit, in the comedy realm amongst, other people. It had to have got out at some point that this nigga Scruncho hit TK Kirkland over the head with a pipe. But I've never heard about that.
I had so much
You
love.
like a nigga to see who you was, nigga.
No, yeah, I had so much love for the nigga. I swear to God, I almost helped the nigga. You know what I'm saying?
That's what happened with Scope Bubble.
CPR, nigga. I said, this nigga.
R.I.P. Scope Bubble. Scope Bubble got robbed, and he had his gout. When the nigga laid him down and went through his pocket, he saw the gout, and the nigga's like, "Come on, G, let me help you up." That's that gout shit. Right?
He robbed him and he helped him up.
He robbed him and he helped him up.
Hey, you know what? It's the ironic thing that you say. Guess who told me TK was a hoe? It was a Skull Bubba. He says TK went in there, got beat up or something. And nigga came in the bar at the police and snitched on everybody. The day I got arrested, right? They kicked in my door, knocked in my door, came. Me and my little daughter. My daughter answered the door. She said, "Dad, it's a bunch of police in the living room." I come in the room. They like, "We are going for your arrest." TK filed charges. So they embarrassed me in front of my daughter.
Sheesh.
Off a supposed to be a real nigga fight, right? I go to the police car and I swear to God, I'm not making this up, man.
Wait, it's funny.
Listen, a snitch sit in back of the car, police car. An informant sit in the front. TK was sitting so close, if he didn't slid to the left, he'd have been driving.
He said TK was in the front seat pointing dead at him like, "Yes, sir, that was him. He did that shit."
I don't know with the police to take me to jail, man. And I said, man, and guess what? I swear to God.
He said TK was in the whip, looking him dead in his eye, waiting for the police to put him in cuffs. Yes, that nigga did
I
it.
put this on my kids, homie. When I knocked that nigga out, all kind of anonymous callers called me and thanked me. 2 niggas paid for, I don't even know who they was. They paid for my attorney fees. They bailed me out of jail. It was about, man, I got over 50 calls thanking me because everybody was scared of him. He's a bully. That's why what he did to Charleston White, you know what I'm saying? That was wrong, homie. You don't let no nigga do no 9 shit. When I first knocked him out, right? And then the second time I knocked him out is because I got out of jail that day. And when I got out to jail that day, most snitches will run different states and disappear. This nigga act like I wasn't gonna get out of jail. So when he was performing at the Comedy Store the night I got out.
Here's the clip. Now, this is the clip from the Comedy Store that he was talking about. He said he walked up in there, showed the paperwork, and then got to working on TK's face. Here is the footage from that night.
Hey, yo! Come on, man.
Yeah, if you go see the full video, it's only like a minute or so long, but if you go see the full video, you'll hear the distress from the white women over there in the corner. Oh my God, no, Scruncho, why would you do such a thing? Why would you come in here and do this, Scruncho?
So when I got out, I thought that was more insulting. But I knew whatever I had to do, I had to hurry up and do it again, because once he go to court, the judge gonna put
We know how it goes.
Training order, right?
So I had to get him again. So I went to the Comedy Store, hopped on the stage with the paperwork, and re-knocked his ass out. Re-knocked him out again, right? This nigga pressed charges on me, and then went to the. And man, I'm telling you, you would think it was an OJ trial. Nigga, when I went to court, man, he wouldn't have stood a chance coming to court. Nigga, was 1,000 real niggas in there every court date. Niggas I didn't even know. I didn't know if they was there for me or TK, but they was all there for me. Nigga, they thought I was OJ. Because he's a whole nigga, he disrespectful, and Charleston White, man, that little dude, and I ain't saying this because I think I ain't gonna never take away his talent. The nigga gifted as a motherfucker. You know what I mean?
Who that?
TK.
You see, I give him his promise, man.
I ain't gonna mix.
I know what you coming on the show. You got to tell your story.
I ain't gonna mix facts with reality. The nigga gifted. The nigga funny. But I went to the show in Vegas, you know what I'm saying? Because my wife loved Charleston White, you know what I'm saying? Because he say what people can't say. That's why you my favorite comedian. That's why Charleston my favorite comedian. Y'all saying shit I can't even say.
Hey, I'm not gonna lie. The whole time I was listening to Scruncho talk last night, all I could hear in my head was him repeatedly going, "Hey, get him powder, get him powder."
You know what I'm saying? Fuck politically correct. You niggas is just correct. You know what I mean? So I like Charleston White. When I went there, I don't know what happened to TK that night, but Charleston White killed the show. I didn't know, because, it's hard for...
Scruncho, you a comedian who been around long enough.
I've been a long
Let me
time.
ask you a question. Charleston White, you say he killed the show. Is he ready to do 15, 20 minutes a night in front of niggas?
Man, see, sometime in comedy, I've been doing this comedy 25 years, and I never seen nobody that fast, timing, beats. You can see a little some stuff in there, but his delivery, his timing, he got likability, he got good energy. You know
You
what I
said
mean?
he's talking about Charleston White.
Yeah, where's
He got likability.
He's
got
from
good
Charleston
energy,
White is from
he got
Texas,
energy.
but I think he lived
Nigga
here.
lovable.
Yeah,
The
from
nigga
Dallas.
tell some raw truth, and plus people want him to win. Some people got that. Some comedians get on stage and they just love you.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying? And who he is when he talk on the internet, he's like you. You'll talk so much shit about bitches, but niggas be loving you because you got that charm. And Charleston White got the same thing. And I'm not just saying that because I don't like TK, because I thought TK was gonna come out and do some shit because he a veteran and ain't nothing going up behind, But man, they was running out on that nigga, man.
They said they was leaving the show on TK. He said, not a now nutter nigga was left in the audience. Nigga, not a now nutter. Not a now nutter. Don't nobody say that now nutter like you say that now nutter. Hey, man, that's a classic. That's a classic role, man. We got to give Scruncho the props that he deserves, man. He was in a cult classic movie still to this day that gets a lot of props. But anyway, that's beside the point. It's weird, man, because I think, and I'm gonna be honest, he got his shit off. He said what he had to say. He said what he had to say. He did what he had to do. I do personally think that it is some whole shit to call the police if there is a manly squabble that happens. I do think so. I think it's crazy. I think it's even crazier to show up with the police to somebody's crib, sit in the passenger seat, wait for them to come outside. That shit is even wilder. Like, I don't even know. Whatever. Anyway, it fucked me up because during this whole shit, we've known what Corey has said about TK in the past. He's called TK a predator. He's called TK a sucker. He's called him all types of shit. He's shit on TK plenty of times on that show. So this is what throws me off a lot of the times when it comes to Corey when he talks about people on the show. He'll bring up a clip or he'll bring up something and try to be like, yo, people are trying to start this and start that. This time he may have had a point because the video that he was referring to, somebody on YouTube posted Corey Holcomb defends Charleston White and goes at TK or and shits on TK, something like that. But it was just a clip from an old 5150 episode of him talking about TK being a predator. It wasn't anything recent, but that person posted it and it got a bunch of views and everything. So now it kind of created that narrative that Corey Holcomb has an issue or that he has a problem with TK without even actually speaking on the most recent thing that happened between him and Charleston White. But I do feel like he's very conflicted in this situation, and here's the reason why. Corey has this disdain for internet comedians. If you're an internet comic, if you're somebody on the internet posting, going on lives like Charleston, or somebody who was doing skits or doing comedy shit on Instagram like a Just Hilarious or B Simone or anybody like that, he has this I don't know if you want to call it ill will, or he doesn't fuck with them like that. So in this particular situation, I'm pretty sure he's very conflicted in how he feels about it, because on one hand, he feels like TK Kirkland is a sucker and a predator, and this seems like he's being accused of some predatory things as far as like when it comes to, the money aspect of everything. But then you have Charleston White, who isn't a seasoned comedian, who wasn't somebody who had, comedy on his life list to do, you know what I'm saying? He's somebody who really just kind of hopped into it because he felt like social media thought he was funny on lives and on the internet. I feel like Corey doesn't know how to really approach this situation or how to really feel about it, because I don't think he really gave a solid view on it besides trying to play both sides, which really was what it was. You know what I'm saying? He kind of was playing both sides. It was like, oh, give TK his props and say that and say he's this. And then on the other hand, be like, yo, y'all young comedians, y'all know this how the game go. You do this and do that. You might get paid this. You might get paid that. Go out. He even said, go out and do your own thing. Something that Charleston was saying that he was going to do, after this Live Nation shit, because, he says he makes $10K a show. If you're making $10,000 a show and then you hop onto a tour and only making $700 out of doing 9, 10, however many shows you did, clearly that is a setback. You know what I'm saying? So he should be going out there doing his own thing and booking himself and getting himself that bread that he feels like he deserves. But when it comes to these older comics, hey man, what comes with it comes with it. Now I do want to give Corey his props for saying that he's the type of person. Now I don't know this to be true or not, but he's saying it. I'm gonna give him the benefit of the doubt. He says he's the type of person that wouldn't allow that to happen on his shows. You know what I'm saying? So if like let's say Charleston was dealing with the same situations, but instead of TK being the person that was headlining this tour, it was Corey Holcomb. Corey saying he won't go, he would take a L with that person because he knows that people deserve to get paid. He's told many stories about when he's been fucked over by promoters and people that promised him certain pay and didn't do it while he was coming up in the comedy game. So he understands it. But it's weird, man. It's weird. Cause one day he's really shitting on somebody, then the next he's talking about how he don't hate somebody and how it's not like he don't like somebody. But it's like, if you don't hate, or if you don't like, if it's not that you don't like somebody, why are you going hard on people? Why are you putting these labels on people and making them, you sure do speak like you hate motherfuckers or like you don't like them. You sure do speak that way. So maybe it's the fact that you may not want to get into altercations while you out. You may think you're gonna see these people and you want to try to, you know, die down the tension, or you just pretty much performing for the audience and what you saying you don't really mean. But I don't think I'll take the second option, because this person speaks constantly about how he stands on things. So I would expect him to stand on how he feels about certain people. You know, maybe I'm wrong. Maybe I've misjudged how many times I've kind of had to establish when he's being the jokey joke and when he's being serious. You know what I'm saying? Because a lot of people take a lot of the things he says for fact. They take his word for it. His word is law to a lot of the 5150 Nation and people that watch him. But for somebody who continues to backtrack a lot and then claim that they don't really feel the way that they may have perceived in previous shows, it kind of raises eyebrows to me personally. And it's weird because, you know, it seemed like some of the people on his squad, you know, has a lot of love for TK as well. I seen Yuckmouth had TK on their show to talk about it as well. You know what I'm saying? But they were on some, you know, TK's my big brother type shit. You got people that's close with TK, that's close with you, and it's just it's always gonna boil down to a situation where I hope that these people could actually come to a common ground and work together, because they can make more money together than separate. And that's something that Scruncho said last night. He asked Corey, he's like, you and Earthquake's beef, is that y'all beef squash? And Corey's like, ain't no beef, but you know, it also ain't gonna be no friendship. But at the same time, he said, hey, y'all need to go ahead and squash that shit or rectify that shit, because y'all could make a lot more money together than y'all beefing and not making and missing out on the potential bread that y'all could be getting, which makes a lot of sense out here, especially for people that do care about the money aspect of their career, because you don't put so much time in. It's time to reap the benefits of whatever what the things that you've been sowing, the seeds you've been sowing into this garden of comedy, motherfucker. You supposed to be watching these flowers grow. You supposed to be reaping the benefits. You supposed to be taking care of not just yourself but your family as well. You know what I'm saying? So that's how I feel about it. But let's continue to keep going. Hold on one second. Now, I have to keep going from this subject. We're going to see what happens. This is going to be interesting to see if TK responds to any of the things that was said about him and Scruncho. I don't know, maybe because he already talked about it on Vlad. But when the story tends to change, or when your story doesn't match up with the other party's story that was involved, usually people try to come in and try to correct or rectify that story that was being told. But we'll see. We'll see. It's left up for debate. So we'll see. We will see. Now, like I said, I'm not holding y'all long today. There's a few more things I want to touch on before we get out of here. First and foremost, this guy, Gunplay, was arrested late August 21st after he allegedly got drunk and got into an argument with his wife, Von Shea, and he was accused of pointing an AK-47 at his wife and their daughter. He allegedly also choked his daughter, saying, "We are all going together." Whoa. So, Gunplay was booked, and these are the allegations against him. Now, please remember, this is the same guy who just a few weeks ago, or last month, I should say, got mad at a 50 Cent song and was trying to destroy the DJ booth. Look, and right there, here's the thing too. Here's the thing too that they noticed about this Gunplay video. When it first surfaced, the one thing that people paid attention to and honed in on was the fact that when his wife was trying to come and console him or try to help him or calm him down, the first thing he thought about doing was pushing his wife off of him and damn near pushing her to the ground. Right here. She tried to grab him and then he pushed her out the way.
I was free for the. I shoot this dog.
I'll shoot this shit up. First of all, there's two types of niggas that yell that shit. The one nigga that wants to sound too tough and wants to scare everybody so that he can get the fuck up out the way. And then there's the motherfucker like Gunplay who will actually do the shit. If you hear Gunplay, a nigga named Gunplay, yell, I will shoot this shit up, it's probably best that you just walk the fuck out the room. Just get the fuck out of there. There's no need to even be around this nigga. Look at this. Clearly, Gunplay is an unhinged individual. Clearly, he is unhinged. Now, we have gotten to this point because after they honed in on that situation, like, look at him pushing his wife away, he had to address that. Like, I love my wife. I wasn't thinking in the moment. I apologize. I love her. All this other bullshit. I would never intentionally hurt my wife. I never do this, and that, blah, blah, blah. Well, after the news broke that he was arrested and what he was arrested for, his wife, Von Shea, shared a message to social media and detailed what happened. Here we are. I just want everyone to know my daughter and I are safe. Oh my God, this is just, all right, you know what? All right. My daughter's safety is my first priority. Unfortunately, Richard, aka Gunplay, is back using and developed a very bad drinking problem. I've tried everything in my power to help him and love him. This is a demon he has to overcome on his own. At this point, I really believe it's too late. To summarize last night's event, I asked Richard to quiet down as he scared the baby sleeping by yelling, playing Call of Duty. He started going off on me for asking him to be quiet. I tried to collect a bag so my daughter and I can go to the room while he sobers up. He didn't want us to leave, and things went left fast. He was arrested last night. The weapon is in police custody. I have a restraining order. My daughter is in my custody, and I am filing for divorce. He will never get the chance to disrespect us again. Thank you all for the well wishes and prayers. This is a very traumatizing experience. Please keep me in your prayers. Now think about this. This is a woman who, when all that shit went down with Envy and Ross, and Envy mentioned, you know, Gunplay and his daughter and the GoFundMe and shit like that, she was 10 toes down, had his back, was on there posting, just taking up for him, all types of shit, doing what she needed to do as a wife. Only for this man to allegedly allow drugs to take over his mental and his good judgment and do some crazy shit that will now leave him looking more different to himself and his ex-wife, because she's filing for divorce. Hopefully, and this is the thing. I know we're in a day and age where when things happen like this, especially domestic violence and shit like that, it's very now more regular for women to come out and, you know, share their experience or make a statement about it and really try to, you know, hold their strength and whatnot. This situation, to me, I'm not gonna say that this woman had this planned or that this was something that she's trying to do to try to hurt him. I feel like it probably took a lot out of her to even post this in the first place, because you don't find too many people that'll be down with you and have a baby with you knowing the demons that you already fuck with or that you already deal with. Gunplay was a notorious cokehead for a very long time. Notorious. He talks about it. This isn't something that people just kind of saw his mannerisms like, oh, that nigga do coke. No, he let y'all know he did that shit. So this is another thing too, man. Like, you gotta pay attention to that. I don't understand what attracts women to certain people like that as well. You know what type of person. And some women look at it like security, like, oh, this nigga big, he bad, he'll shoot, he'll fight niggas, he'll do all this shit. They'll look at it as a sign of protection, but never look at it as a sign of danger. It's one thing to have your man know how to defend himself and his family. It's another thing when your man is a loose cannon. Please remember that, ladies out there. If you are watching this right now, please remember, when you look for these type of aspects in a man, don't just think about it from a standpoint of protection. Also think about the danger that might come with it. And read the signs early, man. If y'all having a disagreement and the disagreement turns into an argument and y'all don't know how to get out of that space where y'all fighting each other and arguing and calling each other out their names and shit like that, it's a toxic trait that'll never go nowhere in that specific relationship. It's best to cut your losses, get the fuck on, and find somebody new, basically. But whatever, regardless what happens out of this situation, man, I just hope that the youngin's good. You know what I'm saying? They have a daughter. I just hope that she's not traumatized. You know what I'm saying? They saying allegedly he choked the baby and was on some, if you know what I'm saying, we all going together type shit, on some Chris Benoit type shit. So hopefully, I mean, I don't know how true that is. I hope it's not true. If it is true, it's gonna be fuck Gunplay forever. I don't care who he is. It's gonna be fuck that nigga forever. You choke a baby, motherfucker, you gets no love, no props, no respect from me at all. And I hope the same goes for the people around him. If it is true that he did what he did, if it's true that he put hands on that baby and choked the baby on some we all finna die type shit, I don't know. I wouldn't fuck with Ross. I wouldn't even fuck with MMG, period. I don't care who's on the label. I'm not fucking with none of y'all, because I'm not complacent with that type of shit. That's something that needs to be taught in not just our community, but as human beings, period. Once somebody do some fucked up shit, y'all gotta move that nigga out the friend circle. He cannot come back around this motherfucker. You gotta be on your own. You gotta go find some like-minded niggas, because we ain't on that. And I'm not finna accept that. I know how to love motherfuckers from a distance. You know what I'm saying? So that's just how I feel about that. Now, last but not least, I want to touch on this real quick because it's still developing. It's happening as we speak. Tony the Closer, if y'all don't know who this is, Tony the Closer is a real estate investor. He is somebody who started Rona Proof, which is a successful course that teaches people how to be real estate agents from the comfort of their home all across the world, not just America, but the world, as Tony the Closer would say. And lately, as of the past year or two, he has dedicated his life to calling out scammers and people who have been trying to sell people wishes and hopes and dreams, investments, and guaranteeing that they will see a comeback. Now, here's the thing about investments, man. When you hear the word investment, you're supposed to take it as what it is, an investment, which means you can either win, lose, or draw. Motherfucker, that's it. There's no other way to put it. It is literally cut and dry, just that simple. When you invest in something, you either win, lose, or draw. You cannot have somebody tell you that it is a guarantee when you invest something, because it's never a guarantee. Never. And a lot of people will go and prey on the weak-minded and weak individuals who are desperate to try to make some money and try to, build some capital for them and their family. Get them to invest some money and then be like, oh, well, it didn't work out. And these people who are making or enticing these people to help invest with them are doing it to hundreds of people, making them hundreds of thousands of dollars, even millions of dollars a month or a year off of people's hopes that they might capitalize off an investment that may not even pan out. So Tony has been making it a deal of his to go around and expose these people who are being called out for scamming. Recently, on his board, he put DJ Envy and his partner Cesar Pena on the chopping block, because now Cesar has been getting countless amounts of people flooding Tony the Closer's inbox, DMing him about the investments that they've made with him with tens of hundreds of thousands of dollars and not seeing any of that money back. Now, that has been going on for weeks. For weeks. There are lawsuits in place, all types of shit. It doesn't look good for somebody like a Caesar, aka Flippin' NJ, and it doesn't really look too good right now for DJ Envy, but we'll see. Only time can tell. Now, As this man has been going for weeks posting about these guys, putting these DMs on blast, showing the lawsuits and all this documentation, Caesar said, you know what? I'm finna get up off my fucking love seat, put this extra pepperoni and sausage pizza down, and I'm finna get at this nigga Tony. And what he did was he took to his Instagram page to show people that Tony, he doesn't have too clean of a record himself. Here you have a video of Caesar posting Tony the Closer's information, his legal information. And what I mean by that is his arrest. And every single thing that popped up besides a couple had to do with domestic assaults against women. As you can see here, he is going to close up on a lot of things. Here we have Anthony Robinson. Police department charged first-degree kidnapping. Whoa. That was in 2017. Mind you, this was somebody who was also almost in the NFL at one point. Here's another assault on a female, 2014. Here we have another one. Violation of, assault on a female, 2013. Damn, that mugshot looked like he be beating bitches upside the head. Look at that shit. Nigga's shirt is all halfway off and shit. Nigga don't know where he at. What else? What else you got on here, man? Another assault on a female, first degree burglary. Just put the man's business all up out there in the streets. Assault on a female. Now, you know what day and age we in, man. You get found out for doing this shit, you get automatically canceled. But he did not run away from the challenge. This man, Tony the Closer, said, every 90 days, a scammer posts my mugshots from 2013 to 2017. I wonder why they never address the accusations and where people money at. Well, I can answer that. Maybe because there's an open legal case against them, and because anything that they say now at this point that there is a case on them can be used against them in the court of law. So while they're sitting at home, hearts racing and mad as shit, sweating and fucking heart palpitations and growing hives and shit because of the shit you posting, and every day they got to wake up to somebody else calling them a scammer, they decided to fight back, Mr. Tony. And they said, you know what? You want to put our business out there? We'll put yours out there. And it doesn't matter how many times a scammer posts your mugshot and what you got arrested for. Motherfucker, we will continue to remind you as you continue to remind the world of what we did. And hey, fair game. When you put yourself out there and you make sure that you dedicate your life to putting people on blast, even if you don't have the facts. Now, that's another thing about Tony's situation. Anybody could hit Tony and say they did this and that, and he'll post it and say, here's what happened. This person is a scammer. But like I said earlier in the top of this conversation, an investment is just that. I know there's a lot of people that probably put in an investment and didn't get shit back because the investment fell through. That's part of the fucking game. So somebody like DJ Envy, who also, I guess, if he's going to be put on blast for helping Caesar in his business and helping promote him, he could still use the excuse, well, this was all about investments. People knew this was an investment. People knew that there was a chance that they would lose money. People knew that there was a chance they might not get what they put in. And it's honestly just that simple, which is why a lot of people still till this day scam motherfuckers. It's better to go through something more legit than to watching somebody pop up on your fucking Instagram feed with a random ad that they paid for telling you that you need to sign up for a course or that they can teach you how to make some random sum of money a month. I see that shit pass through my ads all the time, whether it be YouTube, Instagram, Twitter. It's always somebody on there trying to tell you that they can teach you how to make $10,000 a month. Man, stop it. That person is not the person to tell you what you should do with your money. They're the person that's trying to coerce you into spending your money with them so they can just tell you some shit that may not even work out for you. They are making themselves rich while telling you that you could be like them. Find another route. That's all I'm saying. Find another route. Now, GMS fam, the green room, like I said, I am not holding y'all long today. We have other things to do. It is 98 degrees here in Minneapolis. I'm going to go and enjoy the coolness of this AC. Roll something as well. I hope y'all roll something too. Keep that green mind state. GMS fam, do me a big favor, man. Like I said, follow me on my socials. I follow everybody back. Hit the Cash App today, man. If you are feeling generous, I would most appreciate it. You will be helping out the GMS show in a very, very dope way, man. A very dope way, man. You see it down there. Also, man, GMS episode 7 is out now on Bandcamp. Make sure that you go and get that. I'm gonna put it in the chat, man. Type it in the chat so y'all can get it. Y'all don't want to miss this, man. Hey, real shit. Real shit. This is one of the realest things I'm gonna ever say. If you really fuck with me, man, if you really fuck with the GMS show and everything we do here, I'm gonna need y'all to click that link that I just posted up in the chat and go play that GMS episode 7. And if you want it, if you like what you hear, y'all go ahead and purchase that motherfucker. It's only $5. I know somebody out there got $5 just sitting somewhere around the house or in their Cash App somewhere to go and get that new GMS episode 7. There's a lot more heat coming y'all way. Trust me, you see them comments. Y'all see what they talking about. I'm not steering you wrong. That beat tape is crazy. Go ahead and go get that shit, man. GMS fam, the green room. I appreciate y'all, man. One love. I'm gonna go ahead and get out of here. I got motherfuckers hitting my line. I gotta move around. GMS fam, the green room, it's been real. Share this, man. Let people know where to pull up at, man. The GMS store is gonna be back open soon for those that want to get a GMS jersey, baseball jersey, basketball jersey, a rolling tray, whatever it is. We gonna make that shit happen, man. I appreciate y'all. GMS fam, the green room, we out.